Listen, what can I say? They want to base their opinion on the first fight, and I ain't got nothing to say about the first fight. That was then and this is now. Tune in November 4th. He doesn't want the rematch because he is scared of me. He knows what's up. Everything he gave me, I ate it like breakfast. I wouldn't want to do it either. Just like when I fought Areola for the second time, I beat him, but I sure didn't want to fight him again. He is a tough dude, but this is different. This is different, man. Those are the words of Bermane Stiverne, speaking ahead of his rematch with Deontay Wilder. As I've spoke about in a previous video, I think it was when I talked about James DeGale, fighters at the top level very often have this glasses half full mentality, which to the layman, to the general public, it looks like outright delusion. When you got a guy like Stiverne saying Wilder's afraid of me, when we all know that Wilder beat the absolute crap out of Bermane Stiverne for 12 rounds and won handily. And not only did he beat the crap out of him, he hurt Stiverne several times, and it was actually a knockdown in the fight, which wasn't called when Stiverne was blatantly hurt. But it was such a messy exchange that Stiverne was kind of bundled over in the whole melee, and the referee didn't call it a knockdown. But if you go back and watch that fight, I think it happened in the second round, you can see that Stiverne is hurt from the shots that Wilder hits him with. But Stiverne, in his own mind, has got his excuses ready. He's told himself he was dehydrated. He told himself this, that, and the other. And remember, Stiverne was very dismissive of Wilder in the first fight. Going into the first fight, he said, oh, Wilder's the weakest guy out there. He's vulnerable. He's this, that, the other. He was really dismissive of him. And he remained dismissive of him even after the fight. He gave Wilder no credit at all. He said, oh, well, I was dehydrated and this, that, and the other. Now he's saying that Wilder's scared of him. That's why Wilder didn't want the rematch. Like I say, fighters tell themselves whatever they have to tell themselves to give themselves confidence. And that's what Bermane Stiverne is doing here. I certainly don't believe Wilder's scared of him. And I do believe Wilder has a very good chance of knocking Bermane Stiverne out this time. The only thing I will say is that Wilder potentially could be overlooking Stiverne. Will he box the same tactics as he boxed last time? He should. If he goes out there and tries to be aggressive against Stiverne and bomb him out early, that's when an upset could happen. That's when Wilder could get himself tagged. Stiverne is still a tremendous puncher. Do not underestimate how hard Bermane Stiverne hits. He hits as hard as most heavyweights out there. So that is a potential banana skin if Wilder's looking at Joshua or looking at all these other guys and not focusing on Bermane Stiverne. There could be a problem. But if he boxes the same way as he did in the first fight, I not only expect Wilder to beat Stiverne again, I actually expect him to stop Stiverne this time, because Stiverne has been out the ring a long time. Inactivity. He has had one fight. Imagine that. He's had one fight since he fought Wilder last time. It's like 3 or 4 years ago. And he's only had one fight. That was against a journeyman in Derek Rossi, a fight in which he was dropped. He said it was a slip. This is how Stiverne always is. He always has an excuse for something. I saw a clip which was shot by a person in the crowd which shows Stiverne getting dropped by Derek Rossi. I've seen it with my own eyes. I've got it saved on my hard drive. Yeah, I saw the clip where Stiverne got cracked by Rossi and went down, and it was definitely not a slip. It was a clean knockdown. Whereas Stiverne saying it was a slip. Stiverne's always got excuses, man. When he fought Ray Austin and he was getting outboxed for the whole fight, afterwards he finally caught up to Austin late in the fight and knocked him out. And after that fight, he said, oh, I had a fever in the ring. He's always got some excuse. If he has a bad performance, or if he loses, or if he gets dropped, there's always something with this guy. Now, a lot of people buy into Stiverne's excuses. And I can understand why Stiverne has these excuses. That's the mindset of a lot of fighters, to try and give themselves confidence. But for the fans to buy into the things that Stiverne says, I find a little naive, that they're being naive by doing that. Because again, just look at Stiverne's track record of the excuses he comes up with when things don't go his way, or things don't go according to plan. You know, people should have really started clocking onto this by now. and not buying into the excuses that Stiverne comes up with, like in the first fight with Wilder. Oh, I was dehydrated. Okay, so you didn't just get outboxed by a guy who has a back foot game and is much longer and taller than you and faster in his feet than you. So that's not what happened, no. I mean, we saw Ray Austin outbox you, and Ray Austin was like 40 years old, fat and slow, and he still managed to outbox you from the outside. Stiverne is just not very good coming forward on the front foot. That's really what it is. It had nothing to do with dehydration, in my opinion. But as I say, in this rematch here, Wilder has to keep his eye on the ball, concentrate on Stiverne, not be looking at Joshua and Parker and all these other guys out there, because if he takes Stiverne lightly, he could walk into something and get himself knocked out. So anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below about everything I've talked about in this video. It's happening, I'm out.